Over this course, we've learned how to use a number of different types of technology. For our filming, we used a Canon D100 DSLR camera. One of the key things we learned was how to use the focus correctly. Firstly, the depth of field. We experimented around with where the focus lied in our shots. As you can see in this test footage, the plants in the foreground are out of focus. This is so when the foot comes in, that's where the focus lies. In comparison to our final edit, this shot shows the focus on our tree and not the character that's walking towards the camera. This shows how we began to think about the context in which we use our shots, making the character hidden for the majority of our opening became increasingly important. We later played around with the racking of the focus as a method of revealing our character. In our test footage, it appears much rougher in comparison to our final edit, where the racking is much more subtle and creates a much nicer effect on the shot. When it comes to sound, in the beginning we considered using external mics. However, this was something that we were unable to do as they're expensive and we don't have any easily accessible to us. But due to our decision that our opening would have no dialogue, it seemed unnecessary to look for one anyway. With lighting, we had to learn how to use natural lighting to our advantage and what to do and what not to do. Things such as not looking directly into the sunlight became increasingly important when we were filming in the woods. Low-angle shots posed a possible problem having them point up towards the sky. Our editing process involved learning how to use Premiere Pro CS5. This involved learning a number of basics in using the software. Firstly, importing the images and videos that we wanted to use in Premiere Pro to allow us to edit them. Learning to move, place them in order, and crop them. These basics have to be used as accurately as possible to have the images match with my music. In terms of sound, the sounds within my film match the images on screen. Repetitive string music matched up with my titles, so I had to match these titles with my music perfectly to create the effect I wanted. One of the ways I edited the sound in my opening was the use of fading in and out. This is done through creating 2 points in the sound line and bringing one up or bringing one down. This affects the volume of the sound. Also, layering allowed the creation of some rather messy, discordant music that creates a nice effect. This is simply done by dragging another piece of music into a different layer that is overlapping another. Within our film, it was important to have a rather dull tone. To do this, we tried to create a relatively monochrome colour palette. To do this, we used the effects within the software, such as brightness and contrast. This allowed me to get rid of any excess light within my opening, creating a much dimmer, sombre tone. Lowering brightness gets rid of any excess light, and lowering the contrast dims the colours to create a very dull looking image.